Call this meeting to order. Determine that a quorum is present. Commissioner Wardlaw, Commissioner Vasquez, Commissioner Nettleton, Commissioner Flores, and myself are present. We have a quorum. Commissioner Nettleton, if you would lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance, please.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Last meeting, I forgot to say that. Got jumped up.
That's his thing, man.
I didn't receive any citizens' comments. That's the second time I skipped that. Approval of minutes.
Make a motion to approve as presented.
Second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion was made by Commissioner Nettleton, seconded by Commissioner Wardlaw, 5-0 vote. There are no citizens' comments. I didn't receive any. Number 6, discussion possible action regarding payment of hotel occupancy taxes in previous years. What it should have said, based on previous years. Matt had asked, instead of writing a monthly or quarterly deal, it'd probably be easier just to base it on the previous year and do that, and then do an adjustment towards the end of our fiscal year, because we're getting little bitty checks out and the money's there.
So
I need a motion just to pay based off the previous year.
I'll make a motion to approve the previous year's hotel motel tax.
Second.
What does that mean?
There's a motion by Commissioner Nettleton.
To approve what we collected last year.
Okay.
There's a motion by Commissioner Nettleton, second by Commissioner Flores. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
5-0 vote. Number 7, discussion possible action on requesting RFPs for the administration of battered woman shelter.
I'll make a motion that we go out for RFPs for the administration of the battered women's shelter.
Second.
And we need to create a committee to review these.
We want to create it now? Okay.
Who do we want on the committee? I'll appoint Roy, the judge, who else do we? Commissioner Vasquez. How do we need, 3?
That should be a little bit. Second accepts?
Second accept, yes.
Any discussion? There's a motion by Commissioner Nettleton, second by Commissioner Flores. All those in favor?
Aye.
5-0 vote. Item 8, discussion possible action on transferring the pickup truck from the county auditor's office to the county judge's office.
What will we be using it for?
To go out of town travel, to Uvalde, to Laredo, stuff like that,
For your staff?
for the staff.
All right, motion to approve.
Second.
All right, I have a motion by Commissioner Nettleton, second by Commissioner Flores. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
5-0 vote. Item 9, discussion possible action on hiring a county planner, health inspector to include setting of the salary and posting the position. We had, the court, I think in 2017, had actually, had already gone out for, had posted the job, and at that time it was posted at $75,000. When I was looking at the budget this go around, the $75,000 was never put in, and it's gone back down to its base. So I don't know, I mean, whatever the court wants to do, I just think we need to fill it.
I agree we need to fill it, but as I've said before, I really think we need a county engineer in this position. That's my preference, that can oversee this, plus other county projects that we have. That would be my preference, but I mean, it's up to the court.
No, I'm sorry.
Judge, I got a question. Is there anybody interested in this job to this point? I mean, has anybody applied?
Well, at the beginning, there was nobody that applied. Where'd you go? She took off. The last time it was posted, we didn't get any applicants. Again, I mean, I think the first thing the court had set a salary of $75,000. So,
It didn't wind up in the new budget?
no, sir, it didn't. But it was voted on and it was passed at $75,000.
And do you,
We missed it.
I'm sorry, Judge, does this require a master's degree? Maybe that's why you weren't getting applicants, because it says it requires a master's degree in urban or regional planning, environmental planning, urban design, or geography.
I think the last time we advertised it was actually a civil engineer.
So that's why you didn't get one.
Well, we got some applicants, but they weren't.
Yeah, they weren't.
I think the salary was a little low for a civil engineer.
You know, at this point, I mean, whatever the court wants to do, I mean, I would rather have somebody just to fill this position that could be our county planner and the health inspector. But I mean, this is going on too long.
Is this gonna be a full-time?
This will be a full-time position. I mean, if we want to hire an engineer part-time or come back and do it during the budget process, but again, we need to make a decision.
Judge, why don't we postpone this to the next meeting for further consideration?
No, I mean, I agree with the judge. We need to get somebody in there. I really want a county engineer, but I mean, if we can look at that at a later date, I'll make a motion to approve the advertising and hiring of this position at a salary of $75,000.
Second.
Any discussion? We have a motion by Commissioner Nettleton, second by Commissioner Flores. Any discussion?
Everybody's okay with these
Judge,
requirements?
in the meantime, Joanna's going to need help,
Yeah, that's what I was.
because she's been doing this by herself, and it's a huge burden
And I
for her.
think,
And she may need additional training and things like
We
that.
didn't get anything, did we?
I mean, somebody's
the RFP.
overlooked the plats and
Okay, you want to bring it back to us? You want to bring it back to us, the next commissioner's case?
Because it's a lot of work for her.
No, I understand, and that's how come we're trying to move on this. And I appreciate your help on everything that you've been doing also.
Yes, I'm the new county planner, so I should say anything.
Okay.
Here we go.
Here we go. We have a motion, Commissioner Nettleton, second by Commissioner Flores. All in favor?
All right.
5-0 vote. Discussion and possible action on a resolution for 2019 Indigent Defense Grant. We put this on, and it had not gone before the Grant Review Committee, and Matt had informed me that this had never been before the Grant Review Committee. We will, from now on, bring it to the Grant Review Committee.
We'll make a motion to approve.
Any second?
second.
There is a motion by Commissioner Nettleton, second by Commissioner Flores. Any other discussion? All those in favor?
All right.
5-0 vote. Discussion and possible action regarding granting an exception to Valverde County Personnel Policy 2.174 travel that states only legislative session, a maximum daily allowance for hotel stay per evening in Austin, Texas, and Washington, D.C., to set it at $275. We got our rooms this time,
Well, the rooms,
but it was.
the rooms that I looked at, or that we booked, were way over $275. I'd like to make a motion to adjust it to $380, plus the cost of taxes and parking and all that.
Second.
Is this for this trip only, or is it going to be a
No,
change?
this is
Austin and
for
Washington.
all trips for Austin and Washington during the legislative session.
Okay, so
only.
it's going to be a change to the personnel policy?
Yes. Yes, the policy committee did not meet.
But you can grant the exception for this trip, and then you can have the personnel policy committee meet later on.
All right, I will amend my motion to grant an exception for the upcoming Valverde County Days in Austin, and then ask the Personnel Policy Committee to revisit this issue.
Second, accept.
Okay. We have a motion by Commissioner Nettleton, second by Commissioner Flores. Any discussion? All those in favor?
All right.
5-0 vote. Discussion and possible action, removing Roland Garza from the city's Animal Advocacy Committee. We done this 2 weeks ago, but it's going to be a lot. We set up an alternate for right now. We did that in the last time of Ms. Smith. If you want, we can bring it back, but I'd really appreciate it if we could remove him from the committee. I mean, we keep giving him more hats and more hats.
Motion's approved.
Second.
We have a motion by Commissioner Nettleton, second by Commissioner Wardlaw. Any discussion? All those in favor?
All right.
5-0 vote. Discussion and possible action on accepting and passing a resolution to implement a 2% hotel occupancy tax. We had done this the first meeting, I had not presented you with a resolution.
I've got a couple of questions. I noticed in this resolution on number 4 that the individuals collecting it need to allowed to retain 1% of what they collect?
If, that was put in there in case we enter into a contract with, like with the city to help us collect the deal.
But the way this is worded, it says the owners, managers of hotels are required to collect and pay over to the county. A resolution will allow to retain 1% of the amount collected and required to be reported as reimbursement for the cost of collection of the tax. So it would allow the individuals, I understand if we contract with somebody, we're
It
gonna
should
pay
have-
them, but
That should have been, I think Matt, what we'd come up with was just like the city, stuff like that. So we can change that.
yeah, I mean, at that point, then you're only collecting, it's a 2% tax. If they're keeping one of it, then you're not really,
So we'll change that, change the wording on that to where in case we enter into a contract with the city, it's brought back, but at least it's still in the resolution. Does that work?
I'm not sure I want to give up 1% to anybody to collect it.
Well, it would be 1% of whatever's collected, not the 1% of the total collections.
Correct, and it would really reduce the exhaustion of resources for the amount of money that you're going to turn over.
We're not giving up the 1% of the two, it'd just be 1%.
So we're considering contracting with somebody to collect our tax.
Correct, usually municipalities already collected, you just contract with them, they get to keep 1% and they turn it over to you.
And what would the 1% be? What is the estimated revenue?
200,000, 1% of 200,000 is $2,000.
Well, we can't do that.
We could, but it is going to absorb resources.
It was something that when we talked about is that, you know, either way, if we put this in there right now, the contract still has to come back to the county, but at least we've already put it in the resolution. I mean, anything we enter into with the city or anybody else.
If we can change, at least change the wording that, because this wording allows the individual hotel owners to keep 1% of what they collect.
Can we just delete it and then discuss that contract I know the judge wants it all in, so we're ready to sign, but can we discuss that discussion at a later time? Because we've had some discussions with Mr. Rocha, and he's made some suggestions that would make make it easier for the county to collect it.
So you want to take up number 4 completely, but we can continue with everything else in the resolution that way we can go and send a later time?
Yes.
Does that work?
We'll make a motion to approve the resolution deleting item 4, to be looked at a later date.
We have a motion. I need a second.
Second.
We have a motion by Commissioner Nettleton, second by Commissioner Flores. Any discussion? All those in favor?
All right.
5-0 vote. Discussion, item 14, discussion of possible action to hire a veteran through the VA work study program for the County Veteran Service Office. Morning.
Thank you. The work study program is going to require a veteran to be enrolled in at least 9 credit hours in school. And the VA then will pay that individual minimum federal state wages at no cost to the county.
Motion to approve.
Second.
And does that go through our budget process? Do they reimburse us or they pay them direct?
They pay them.
Direct.
Thank you.
Thank you. It cost the county, it didn't cost the county is what I like. There was a motion by Commissioner Nettleton, second by Commissioner Flores. Come on, Martin. Let me off. I'm on a roll there. He's getting going off track and get back. Motion by Commissioner Nettleton, second by Commissioner Flores. Any discussion? All those in favor?
All right.
5-0 vote. Discussion possible action on setting aside funds for Abner Martinez County Surveyor to survey the old gun range on US 277. I'd asked him to get us some type of quote or whatever, and he looked at it, and there's going to be a lot of research that has to be done, and we're probably going to be in that $4,200 or less range.
Motion to approve and take it out of contingency.
I need a second.
Second.
There
Can't function without that.
there is a motion by Commissioner Nettleton, second by Commissioner Flores. Any other discussion? All those in favor? 5-0 vote. Item 16.
I'll wait.
If we wait, it doesn't happen. Discussion and possible action to approve payment of the Texas Association of County membership due.
Go ahead.
Motion to approve.
Second.
We have a motion by Commissioner Flores, seconded by Commissioner Nettleton. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
5-0 vote.
He's too fast.
Discussion possible action to ratify the job title for Commissioner Secretary and the Commissioner Center's Coordinator from Secretary and Coordinator respectively to Office Manager.
Make a motion that we adjust the classification and the pay for those positions from secretary to office manager and set the salaries at, what is the salary that we have for office manager?
The base that we currently have, we have three separate bases, so they're not
Three
grouped
separate
together.
bases?
Yeah, there's 24, 20-something, and then 42.
Yes, sir. So the lowest that you'll find is the 26,342. Then we have one at 29,000, and then we have another at 29,000.
Where are those positions at? I know the judge has one.
There's one in the judge office. There's one with the county attorney's office, and then the DA.
And the DA's is,
43,000.
and the county attorney's is,
It said 49 right now, it's 43.
County attorney is at 29,000,
Ooh, adjustment.
and then the judge is at 26,000. And that is one of the
particular reason
problems.
they do anything different?
Well, you know, if you take an office manager and then you take the community center coordinator, they are two different positions. Office manager normally runs your office, sets up appointments, citizens, does purchase orders, time sheets and such. Then we have the community center coordinator who has the responsibility of running an entity, supervises staff, provides a service to the community. That's a different job responsibility. Maybe they might fall in the same classification, but they're still not the same title. And this is a problem that we're going to continue to have with our positions. And our
What are the
pay
present
disparities.
salaries on those positions?
The present salary, let me get my,
I know like our office, secretary or office manager, she deals with all four commissioners plus all four foremen and all of the stuff that goes with it. And I know the coordinator at the community center deals with all of the different agencies and everything else.
so the office manager with the county judge is at 27,808.
Yeah, Sandra oversees everything that takes place at the community center. You know, for distribution,
It's a big
job, big
operation.
responsibility.
You know, she deals with hundreds of citizens.
Social Security, SNAP
Social
program,
Security.
community action, and she's been there 6 years and she's making 26.
What is
It's got a big
what about the
responsibility.
job descriptions for the office managers? Are they basically similar,
I
or
know
do they have
the
big
Yes,
differences?
yes. You know, the office man, you know, we find ourselves- we find ourselves in a situation where if we look at our staff, you know, none of us are going to stand here and say that Anna's is better than mine. Of course, Nettie's better than, you know, that's what we feel because that's our personnel. But you need to look at positions in the classification and the job duties. And maybe positions might have different titles and they might be grouped together and maybe they're not. You know, maybe they need to be in a whole separate classification of positions. The county does not have a classification. What we have is positions that, you know, I took all the positions and I go, look at how big this classification is here. We have so many people that fall in that. And then we go through it and then we start getting smaller and it gets smaller. And then towards the end, we're all over the place. We have court reporters with directors, with superintendents, junior technicians with lieutenants. Where does that make sense? It doesn't make sense at all.
No, I mean, we've been trying to fix it for years.
Yes,
I mean,
sir.
These issues exist, and we have a disparity of people handling a lot of stuff at 23, 24 versus people handling not quite as much stuff at 35 or 40.
Exactly,
And,
exactly.
and we need to try to fix these disparities. We can't seem to do it all at once, so, I mean, I would personally like to see all the office managers based within the same salary.
In one classification.
And in my opinion, the commissioner's secretary is more of an office manager because she deals with 4 commissioners plus 4 precinct foremen, plus their employees, plus everything else. The same thing with their,
That's correct.
and the counselor's office manager deals with all kinds of stuff too.
And
with
Elizabeth
court
works
issues
with
and,
us,
yeah.
and, you know, she doesn't just work within your
Yeah.
office, she works with other elected officials.
So, I mean, and the judge's office manager deals with every single person in this county.
Yes.
You know, so I would like to make a motion to reclassify all those positions to office manager and to adjust the salary of any office manager that is existingly making less than 30 to 30.
The base salary,
Yes.
then,
Raise the base to 30?
30.
Okay.
I'll second that motion.
I'm gonna need to come out of contingency. We have a motion, Commissioner Nettleton, second Commissioner Flores. Any discussion? I've got one deal. We were fixing, I can tell you that I worked real closely with Sandra, the 8 years that I was there, and I really believe she needs more money. And over the last month, I think I've spoke more with Elizabeth than I had the year that she was there before. Usually it was just by text, but this month, and I most definitely agree that she needs more money. We do have a motion, we do have a second. I would have hoped that we could have waited, at least through the budget process to figure out what the dollars are, and that's just my comment. Any other discussion?
Your Honor, Judge, what, yes, you, but
As long as you don't call me sometimes, what you call me.
But we're gonna need job descriptions for the ladies under the office manager, because at some point, Juanita needs those to compare them, and so you're gonna need to come back and, approve their new job descriptions.
The job description.
Yeah, the written ones, because obviously they're doing the work, it's just not on paper.
We have a motion by Commissioner Nettleton, second by Commissioner Flores. All those in favor?
Aye.
4-0 vote. I'm going to abstain from that one. Item 18, discussion of possible action to name Cynthia Leja as Secretary of the Fairgrounds Committee and appoint a member to replace her. Commissioner Wardman?
I'd like to make a motion to appoint Jerry Hernandez as a director on the Fairgrounds Committee, and Jimmy Murdoch.
Second.
That's it. We have a motion by Commissioner Wardlaw, second by Commissioner Flores. Commissioner Nettleton gave it up. Part of that motion is also, just like it stated, Cynthia Leja, to move her to secretary and remove her from the committee. Right? Is that it, Commissioner Ward? Okay.
And do we have any more information on Mr. Hernandez, who is,
Do we need any more information?
I don't know, for your committee?
We have a motion by Commissioner Wardlaw, second by Commissioner Flores. Any discussion? All good, all in favor?
Aye.
5-0. Discussion possible action on adjusting working hours for the county fairground employees to 8 a.m. to 5 p.m.
I'd like to make that motion, please.
I will second it for discussion, but I have had a few of these employees come, and this is part of the salary structure we need to fix. A lot of these guys work after hours, from 3 or 4 o'clock. They have second jobs because they don't quite make enough money here, so at some point we need to adjust and fix that on a countywide basis.
Okay, so Commissioner Wardlaw, Commissioner Nettleton. I have a motion by Commissioner Wardlaw, second by Commissioner Nettleton. Any discussion? I will, they're getting paid right now 37 and a half hours, is that right?
Mm-hmm.
So are they going to get an hour for lunch from 8 to 5 in order to?
Yeah, it'll be a 1 hour lunch from 12 to 1, so it'll be 8 to 12 and then 1 to 5.
40-hour week.
40-hour weeks.
Yeah. If we do that, you hired them at 37 and a half hours, and now you're making them work 40 for the same amount of pay.
Same thing we do with our road crews. My road crews make the same money as these guys, but they work a 40-hour week.
Yes, sir.
And, if we're going to adjust the pays to balance the difference, and I'm okay with that, but then we gotta do it across the board.
And my concern is though that when, as a commissioner, when I hired, in precinct 2, they knew what they were making when they got hired. These people knew what they were making when they got hired and how many hours they were expected to work, which was 37.5 hours. Our road crews, we told them up front they're expected to work 40 hours. I don't know if this is gonna,
Judge, when I came in as a commissioner, I hired, my crew, Monday to Friday, 40-hour weeks. I think that's a normal week. I mean, I've never heard of any other company working 37 or, 36 hours and call it a full-time week. But normal hours should be 8 to 5, Monday to Friday.
I think Juanita had discussions with TAC regarding that.
Yes, ma'am. And one of the things that they mentioned was that the salary, the judge mentioned, would be
yeah.
an issue. I don't know to what extent the court wants to go with that. If I wanted to change the hours in my office, can I do that without having to come to the court and say, from now on, we're going to work 8 to 5?
In your particular case, your office works for the court, so I would assume you
Well,
have
I
to come to
do,
the court.
but what about Nereida?
But-
And I tell her, you're going to work 8 to 5 from now on.
That would still have to come to the court.
Still would have to go, because that department is under the control of the court. An individual elected official, that's completely different.
Exactly.
I don't know what it is, but the court controls those departments, and if we want to, we can table this and look at the salary adjustments that would fix that, but then we're gonna have to look at it across the board.
Yes.
And again, my concern is that when, I agree with Commissioner Flores, the thing is though that when we have all hired the people that work under us, they knew what they were gonna get paid for a certain set of hours. And now we're changing the hours and paying them the same. That's the only problem I have.
And when you look at it money-wise, yeah, it is going to be less than what you're currently.
Judge, I amend my motion to Commissioner Nettleton's recommendation.
Well, the thing,
Let's move,
He recommended.
let's table it, readjust, let's look at the numbers on what it looks like by changing the hours and readjusting the salaries and what that would be.
All right.
And it should be
I've got a question.
on the agenda for next meeting, right, Judge?
Yes.
Juanita, is there a county policy that states that different departments can hire people on a full-time basis to work 37.5 hours?
No, sir.
I mean, whose decision, who makes that decision?
The problem is the way the statute is written, the individual elected officials make that decision. The
Yeah.
court has no authority. This is an issue that some court, I think the population break is 200,000 or 200 or 300,000
Population?
break that allows the court to set the hours.
355,000.
355,000. So counties over 355,000 are allowed, the court is allowed to set the hours.
Yes, sir.
The court, counties under 300, the individual elected
But
officials set
it's
the hours.
setting the hours for when the office is
Office.
open, and then whenever the elected official works on how many, lets your employees work how many hours, you have to look at the fair labor standards. And in addition, the county adopted a personnel policy manual that many elected officials agreed to abide by. So you have to look at all those factors before you make that decision. But to answer Commissioner Flores' question, is there a county policy? Yes, there is, and who adopted it? The court did. The court adopted it 37.5
But we can undo it.
Sure, you can undo it. You
Yeah.
just go to Personnel Policy Committee. And they'll be busy, busy.
Yes, ma'am.
If you wanted to do the hours for now, if you went from 8 to 4:30, give them an hour lunch, you'd be closer to what you want.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna suggest before
At
this
least get
table
something
thing.
done today. What do y'all think?
Yeah, both. I think we need to.
I mean, it's up to y'all. I mean,
Because we're gonna look at this, we're gonna continue to have discussions, but I think, Martin's bringing it up so that, and he's in charge of the fairground, so there has to be a need. So if we went from 8 to 4:30 and just gave them an hour lunch, we're at that 37.5 hours till we figure out the other one.
What's working now is not, we're not getting our money's worth.
Yes, sir.
And, we want to make it fair on the employees, fair on the county, fair to everyone else.
and I agree with him. I mean,
This is not a special group. They shouldn't be treated as such.
We showed up out there the other day before 7 o'clock, and we were sitting there by ourselves. And That doesn't work.
Whatever y'all wanna do, we can table, or we can do from 8 to 4:30, give them an hour lunch, and if nothing else, it gets it closer to where y'all wanna be until we have further discussion, but it's up to y'all.
I'll make a motion. 4:30?
Yes, sir.
Make that motion.
I'll make a motion, that we change the hours from 8 to 4:30, 1 hour lunch. Oh, you want, okay.
You want a second?
No, that's fine, second.
Okay. Motion by Commissioner Wardlaw, second by Commissioner Flores. Any discussion? Yes, sir.
Do that. He needs to remove his initial motion.
That's what I know over there.
You have two motions on the floor. So you need to remove your initial motion or amend your initial
Anna,
motion.
you're not in charge.
It's okay, as long as she keeps me between two white lines, we're okay.
Okay, I
You wanna
remove them.
remove the first motion and then do the second motion with a 8 to 4:30.
Okay, and when will we have discussion on, utilizing this out with our road crews?
In 2 weeks.
In 2 weeks?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Will that work? Ulysses already put it on the agenda.
that's fine.
Commissioner Flores?
Yes, sir, second and third.
Oh, that's cool. Motion by Commissioner Wardlaw, second by Commissioner Flores. Any further discussion? I could hear her talking.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, whatever. All those in favor?
All right.
5-0 vote. Item 20, discussion of possible action to approve reimbursement to Precinct 1 for the Escondido Estates Water Plant Restartup Project from the court's selected account in the amount of $4,816.
What's selected again?
Well, that's what the court's gonna select.
Oh, no, we get to select.
Yeah, y'all get to pick. There was a bill for $1,000 to retest the, did y'all see it?
Yeah, we've had to retest it 100 times for the city to want to get this thing taken care of. So I'll make a motion to approve it, and I guess we'll take it out of contingency.
Second.
That was easy, Martin. Huh?
Second.
Give them an
Are
attaboy.
we gonna get rid of that thing at some point?
The discussion in the meeting that Martin had, with the city and everything. Backflows, they gave us a list of 3 things. Backflows need to be checked, which that's part of this dollar here. The tanks needed to be tested, which was $1,000, that's part of this. And then the pumps needed to be turned back on and tested, that's the other $1,000. We've already gotten some information to Ms. Smith on the documentation that the court had approved to hand over the tank, the easements and everything. And I think, Carl, you've already gotten her some of the information as to what the easements are and the description of the property where the tank sits. So those 3
We already
things,
prepared the easement, but I guess you didn't read my last email. In terms of the deeds of the water tanks and that, I need to figure out how we're gonna convey it. Is it gonna be the deed of the property with them on top, or? But we
it
can
is,
talk about that later.
it is the deed of the property with the tank. We don't want anything to do with the system. Yes, ma'am. Will that work?
Yes, but Commissioner Middleton's laughing, so.
I'm not laughing. I'm just, this is
Listen to the conversation.
This is kind of like that movie, The Money Pit, you know? At some point, you just kind of want to sell it.
You're showing your
You know,
age.
underneath it.
Commissioner Nelson, nobody else laughed, you're showing her age.
And this was a discussion that Commissioner Wardlaw had with the city. At what point can we just hand this over? And basically gave us a list of these 3 things to get done, present it to them, say take it for utility, and then take it to the city
I
council.
mean, at some point, if we can't get that done, then we're gonna have to operate that water system ourselves, so we can start recouping some of our money.
It looks like in the meeting that we had 2 weeks ago, right, 2 weeks ago, that this is all they're requiring. This is it. And the whole thing was, how do we give it to you?
This is all they're requiring.
It wasn't
Go
just
around.
give, there were some colorful words put in there. We have a motion, Commissioner Nettleton, second by Commissioner Flores. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
5-0 vote. Item 21, discussion and possible action regarding the status of the Family Violence Center.
Good morning, Court and Judge. This morning, they're pouring the concrete. We finally got to that point, so that's moving along. The cabinets, countertops have been picked up and delivered to the center, so they'll be installing those next week. And we've got a request for quotes out for the fencing project. So that's where we're at this point. We still have some propane gas lines to put in, which is also following the fencing. And then we'll be looking for volunteers to help pave
Volunteers.
the parking lot. Yeah, so, I know we've got four
That
very
means y'all.
capable, four very capable units here represented today. So.
We haven't tackled enough projects.
But y'all are doing good, though.
And that's all I've got for the update on the shelter today.
Any questions? We're good? Item 22, discussion possible action regarding scope of work, approval for the classification and compensation study in order to seek requests for proposals.
Motion to approve as presented.
Second. There is a motion by Commissioner Nettleton, second by Commissioner Flores. Any discussion?
Are
All
they
those
gonna
in
have it
favor?
ready before the budget?
I hope so.
Yes. All those in favor?
All right.
5-0 vote.
Was there a selection committee?
No, we didn't do,
Can we go back to item 22 before Anna tells me that I need to go back? You want to point one?
why don't we, who's on the personnel policy committee?
It's headed by Commissioner Wardlaw. I'm part of the committee, Joanne from district, county attorney.
Can we not just have the personnel policy committee be the,
Is that part of your motion,
Yes.
Commissioner Nettleton?
Yeah.
Okay. Commissioner Flores? Second accept. Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
5-0 vote. Item 23, discussion of possible action regarding a copier maintenance agreement with Lone Star Copiers to maintain the copier located at the county treasurer's office at a cost of $300 for 2019.
How many copiers do you have?
I believe we only have one, right, Maria?
You only have one? Motion to approve.
We have a motion by Commissioner Nettleton. Second. Y'all are falling asleep down there. Okay, thank you. We have a second by Commissioner Wardlaw. Any further discussion? All those in favor? 5-0 vote.
Just let them sleep.
Move on. Come on, boy, don't jump in. Item 24, discussion and possible action to declare the following items as surplus property and proper disposition. Disposition may, but not limited to, be auctioned, reassigned, recycled, or destroyed.
Motion to approve.
Motion by Commissioner Nettleton. Second. Second by Commissioner Flores. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
5-0 vote. Item 25, discussion possible action regarding a request from County Attorney's Office to purchase laptops and capital outlay out of pretrial diversion special.
Move.
Second.
Good job.
Thank
It's
you.
only for, it's only for the program, correct? It's not for general use in the office?
It's only for the program.
It's only for the courtroom.
We have a motion.
We ain't
by
paying for it out of the
Commissioner-
general fund.
Oh, if it's
That was
general
a good
use,
part.
I don't know.
We have a motion by Commissioner Nettleton, second by Commissioner Flores. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
5-0 vote. Item 26, discussion possible action regarding Valverde County entering into a service agreement with DirecTV to provide TV service to the sheriff's substation in Comstock, Texas, for a term of 24 months at a rate of no more than $48 per month.
Motion to approve.
Second.
There's a motion by Commissioner Flores, second by Commissioner Nettleton. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
5-0 vote. Item 27, discussion possible action regarding request from the Human Resources Office to purchase office furniture through capital outlay at a cost of? At a cost of?
$1,348.
Do we have
The
money?
money's there.
Okay.
Move.
Second.
1,248. There's a motion by Commissioner Flores, second by thank you. Second by Commissioner Nettleton. Any discussion? All those in favor? 5-0 vote. Discussion possible act regarding a request for Constable Precinct 3 to purchase ballistic vests and accessories through capital outlay, and there is money for this also.
Motion to approve.
Second.
There's a motion by Commissioner Flores, second by Commissioner Nettleton. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
5-0 vote. Michael Bagley, are you good?
Sometimes they just run real smooth.
Yeah, well, you said you did a good job.
You all did.
Michael Bagley, District Attorney, discussion possible action regarding the adjustment of base salary for the position of Second Assistant District Attorney, requesting an increase from $67,399.50 to the new rate of $70,500 to be effective immediately via budget adjustment. Request is being made to equalize salary of Second Assistant County Attorney, which was approved in Commissioners Court on January 23rd, 2019.
Motion to approve, take it out of consideration.
Second.
Okay, but y'all are, I had talked to the judge about this before. The reason for it is to equalize the salary of his second with my second. So can we come back and equalize salaries the rest of the year? I'm just saying, take that out. Just take it out.
Okay.
I'll amend my motion to remove the last part of it.
Basically, the salary's gonna be set at $70,500.
Right, so you don't want to
It's all
establish
good.
policy.
We have a motion by Commissioner Nettleton, second by Commissioner Flores. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
5-0 vote.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank y'all. Item 30, discussion possible action on election security assessment.
Judge, there's some things in this document that I would prefer that we look at in executive session.
Okay.
If that's all right.
Motion to table? Take what you do? Okay, motion to table, Commissioner Nettleton, second Commissioner Flores. All those in favor? All right, 5-0 vote. We'll bring it back after executive session. Ramiro, IT Director, discussion possible action on subscribing to and implementing technology known as Cisco Umbrella as an added defense to our networks to help protect physical and digital assets at a cost of $420 monthly. Yeah, $3,360. Basically, it was prorated for the fiscal year.
And this will make sure that what happened at the city doesn't happen here?
Yeah, it assists in, not, in.
Get later.
Yeah. Motion to approve.
Second. A motion by Commissioner Nettleton, second by Commissioner Flores.
Are we kind of that contingency?
Yes, sir.
I thought we had IT money budgeted for this year.
We do, but it was budgeted
For,
for other things.
but I mean, we've spent all of it, and everything that we budgeted is gonna be spent,
That's.
so why can't we take it out of that, and then if we need to adjust by the end of the year, we can adjust?
Why don't we just take it out?
That budget, we,
Looking to adjust.
All right, take it out of contingency. You're comfortable with where our security is today?
And we can talk about that again.
Okay, all right.
We have a motion, Commissioner Nettleton, second by Commissioner Flores. Any further discussion? Like repetition, right? All those in favor?
All right.
5-0 vote. Thank you.
thank you.
Item 32, discussion possible action on the following, requesting funds in amount not to exceed, that's, I guess that should be 10,000 for the following.
$10, we're good.
Yeah. Should be 10,000.
This is coming out of,
The contract labor services budget line item that you assigned for us.
motion to approve.
A motion, Commissioner Nettleton. Second. Second, Commissioner Flores. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Right.
5-0 vote.
Thank you.
But I can't read them. Emily Grant, County Agent, item 33, report on impact of Texas A&M Agri-Life Extension Service, Val Verde in December and January. Thank you, ma'am.
Colorful. We used to not get colorful ones.
Well, since you got me that new fancy printer, we can provide the color copies now, which I'm sure we still have to pay for, but it's still a good day. So Extension has been super busy. Raquel can't be here with us today, but I'm going to go over our 6 key impacts from both December and January in our community. So our first big impact was with our 4-H youth at the District 6 Fall Roundup in December. We had 26 kiddos go and compete in food and nutrition contests. All of our seniors advanced to state. So it was basically a sweep of Val Verde County. They don't really like us there anymore, but we are all going to state. So I'm so excited that we've got kids competing at the state level already this year. We hosted Val Verde County Camp. This was a 2-day livestock clinic to teach kids about the responsibility that goes along with their livestock projects. So it was kind of like a mock show, but in a camp format for those kids to be prepared for the upcoming show season. Birding the Border, we went out in December with our birding volunteers to the Devils River State Natural Area, and are excited to partner with them for our Birding the Border program. And this program is in April, and it is already full. Just to kind of give y'all a little bit of background on the birding. Birding is an $18 billion industry, and 18 million Americans have that as a hobby. And so we're looking at this retired population who love to go look at birds. And so it is a huge agritourism opportunity for our landowners and our producers in this county. And then so we're tying in this birding program where we bring the birders and we take them out to these places and with our producers. And so that hopefully our producers have the opportunity to bring some tourism to their ranches and have some extra income off of their land. So excited about that. The program is full at 16 people with 4 out-of-state participants. People are coming from Wisconsin to come to Del Rio to bird. Just to give you, they're excited. Texas built.
Is it coming to bird? Is that just
To look at birds. Yes, yes. Yes, they are coming all the way from Wisconsin and in Oklahoma. Texas Building Character is going on at Lonnie Green Elementary School. This is a character education program for elementary students. So we're trying to teach them the 6 pillars of character: trustworthiness, respect, responsibility, fairness, caring, and citizenship. So we're trying to impact the next generation of kiddos. And we finished a livestock guard dog result demonstration with a producer out in the Comstock area to help reduce his predator problems. That was successful. And then we're continuing to look at predator management techniques in the county for all of our producers. December also kicked off Walk Across Texas at Ruben Chavita Elementary School. And then we're trying to teach those youth about being healthy, active, and physically fit. So that was our short 6 impacts for December. And in January, we hosted the Livestock Show and Barbecue. The community support for our livestock show is always overwhelming. This year's auction raised over $150,000 for our youth. And our livestock board, which is a board of volunteers, does a great job to get that organized. And thank y'all for all of you who came and supported our kiddos. And there was a State of the Health meeting where we provided our State of the Health of Val Verde County to Senator Pete Flores and Representative Pancho Navarez. Judge Owen was there, and then some other health and wellness directors were also at that meeting. And so as we look at moving forward and bettering the state of health in Val Verde County, we look to all those resources to work together as a team to do so. And the next 2 I'll lump together, but we are headed to major stock show season. We have gone to San Angelo, Kerrville, and San Angelo, so far I leave for San Antonio this weekend. But our kiddos are actively competing in those major stock shows in both contests like food nutrition, wool judging, livestock judging, as well as our traditional livestock showing kiddos with their sheep and goats. New program that we have started in the county is the 4-H Clover Kid program, and this allows us to reach those youth from kindergarten to 2nd grade. This allows them to come in, have a fun first look at 4-H as we start teaching them the basics of agriculture as well as our health and wellness goals. And then our last one is which is ongoing, is our Wildlife 101 online series, and this is done through Facebook Live. And so we're trying to reach out to our absentee landowner population. We have a tremendous amount of absentee landowners here in Val Verde County, and we're trying to reach out to them in a new opportunity so they can be at their other home and watch our educational programming live on their schedule. And so we're teaching them, it's a 5-week series. We've talked about deer, turkey, quail. We're going to be talking about exotics next week and wild pigs the last week. So we've had great results from those programs and people all over the state watching and learning a little bit about the wildlife of Val Verde County.
Well, yay.
Sorry.
That's long. I want to thank you. You've done a great job. It's nice to get these reports and see the work that's going on over there.
It's fun, and we enjoy working with our kids, our landowners, and our producers in our community. So we enjoy everything we do every day. So do y'all have any questions about what we've done in December and January?
Maybe you should take Judge Owens to lunch and teach him about birding.
Well, actually, he's gonna get an invitation, y'all will be getting an invitation to come to the welcome dinner. So we kinda do glamping birding. Y'all really don't wanna know all this, but glamping birding, and so our first dinner, when the participants get here on Monday night, is we're gonna take them out to the Pecos High Bridge and have a real nice fancy little dinner.
I'm not going to Peggy's Library. In case somebody push me off.
Okay, well, we'll sit behind the ledge, and y'all will be fine.
Directions.
But y'all will be getting an invite to that shortly, but we really try to cater and host those 18 people, a really great experience when they come. And 18 does not sound like a lot, but I'll tell you, it's more than the birders want. They would love to come in a group of 5 or 10, but we do 18 for economical reasons, and parents like that. I'd rather you have like 7, but I can't do all that, so.
This is something that I never would have realized that would catch on, but when we owned the duck pond, we had people from Canada, Alaska, and they park on the bridge and just, I mean, it's sort of scary. They all get out with the binoculars and like, whoa, what did I miss? I mean, what are we doing?
No, and the reach and the fact that we have this is the second year I've done this program. I did it right on the edge of me moving from Kenny to Valverde, and so it's a multi-county program. We go to places both in Valverde and Kenny County, but it's hosted here in Del Rio, and it's crazy. I could not tell you that I thought we were going to have Wisconsin people coming to Del Rio to bird.
Good job. Item 34, discussion possible action to provide an exemption of $140 room rate to policy described in item 11 above for major stock show hotel rooms.
This is for your Houston show, right?
So this is for the Houston Livestock Show. We do not have host hotels at stock shows that would allow me to be exempted for the policy to have over $150 of a room rate. And typically our stock shows really jack up the hotel costs when the stock show and rodeos come to town. I've been very fortunate enough this year that all of my other hotel rooms are under the $150 policy. Oh, $199 is my Houston hotel room, plus parking and taxes.
I'll make a
and all that
motion to
fun.
move it for the Houston Stock Show to 200 plus parking and taxes.
Have a motion? Second?
Second.
Have a motion by Commissioner Nettleton, second by Commissioner Wardlaw. Any further discussions? Okay. All those in favor? Say aye. 5-0 vote. Thank you, ma'am.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. I mean, it's today.
And it's in color. That's good.
No, I didn't.
Item 35, discussion possible action authorizing the county judge and sheriff to sign the Public Safety Office CEO law enforcement certifications and assurances form the office of the governor.
Motion to approve.
Second. Have a motion by Commissioner Nettleton, second by Commissioner Flores. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Right.
5-0 vote. Item 36, discussion of possible action authorizing Sheriff Joe Frank Martinez to ratify and accept the fiscal year 2018 Operation Stone Guard grant and authorize the county judge to sign the grant and to approve the resolution.
So this already got signed and you're bringing it back?
So, we were looking for the resolution because we thought that it was brought before the court and it wasn't. So, we've been awarded 1.2 on this one, so we're just asking for the court to approve that and authorize the judge to sign
Does
the
this come up every year at this time?
There's probably every year, every 18 months, more or less.
Motion to approve.
Second. I was gonna say something, but I'm not gonna be smart. Right. Just keep it to myself.
Yeah, we're keeping it.
We have a motion of Commissioner Nettleton, second by Commissioner Flores. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
5-0 vote. Item 37, discussion of possible action requesting authorization to apply for and accept the local border security program 2020, 22995205 and what's it and? To approve the resolution.
Motion to approve.
And second.
I'm waiting. Motion by Commissioner Nettleton, second by Commissioner Flores. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
5-0 vote. Item 38, discussion possible action requesting, that word again, ratification of grant number G18SS00088A, modification 2.
Okay, this grant was previously bought before the grant review committee. They found a surplus of $5,000 and they just want to add it to the training and travel of the Amistad Intelligence Center.
So this isn't a ratification, this is just a modification.
I didn't hear that. I'm sorry, I wasn't looking up. So what is it?
Yeah, it's a modification.
It's a modification.
It's a modification,
Not a
yes.
ratification.
It's still
We
a
already
It's
did
still
the
a
deal.
good thing. It's
Yeah,
a positive.
it's a
Motion to approve.
Motion, Commissioner Nettleton. Need a second? Second. Motion, Commissioner Nettleton, second, Commissioner Wardlaw. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
5-0 vote. Item 39, discussion possible action requesting that the county judge and commissioner sign the resolution for fiscal year 2017 Operation Stone Garden and local border security program.
This is an ongoing grant that we've had since there's been a change with the court. Stone Garden is asking for the new signatories on this grant.
Motion to approve.
Motion, Commissioner Nettleton. Second. Second, Commissioner Flores. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
5-0 vote.
Thank you.
Thank you. Ratification.
Modification.
I know I ratified.
Item 40, monthly treasury report. This is the one we have to sign. Is that right?
No.
No?
Good morning. Good morning, Judge, and good morning, Commissioners. Unfortunately, Aaron couldn't be here this morning. He's attending an investment course, and the only thing we have right now is just the preliminary reports, and there's nothing to be signed.
Thank you. Thank you. Item 41, reward of Healthy County check to Valverde County in the amount of $276.92.
Yes, sir. The county started receiving checks as part of Healthy County 3 years ago. Right now, our account is at $1,300. This money is used to promote health awareness, healthy incentives for employees, even though we do have gluten-free tacos all the time, but I think this is a really, really good deal that we have. We could get more money if we get all our employees to participate, do the stepping and all the challenges.
We do, we run right down to the taco stand.
I don't know, last Friday mine sent my sugar up, so they were not healthy.
You need to take action on this?
Good job. What
Do
do
we need to take any action on this, like, from now on, like, do we need to accept it?
I'll make a motion to accept.
The check,
Second it.
and it will be deposited at the account.
Yeah, next time we'll put it on there,
To accept the check.
yes, please. Mhm.
And it's gonna go to which account?
The Healthy
It's
County.
account for healthy and taco fund.
The taco fund.
Yeah, the taco fund. Healthy employee incentives.
We have a motion, Commissioner Flores, second, Commissioner Nettleton. Any other discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
5-0 vote. 42, HR monthly report from 2019, for January 19th, 2019 through February 5th, 2019.
They all in compliance?
Yes, sir.
Motion to approve.
Second.
We have a motion, Commissioner Nettleton, second, Commissioner Flores. Any discussion?
On item A, it should probably read requesting the stop issuance of check to Tom Garcia as assistant court coordinator, because you don't want to stop his check.
Okay. Any discussion other than that? We had the word as. There's a motion, Commissioner Nettleton, second, Commissioner Flores. All those in favor?
Aye.
5-0 vote. Item 43, monthly county auditor's report Matthew?
Good morning, Judge, Commissioners.
Good.
I know you got time to review the expense report. Is there any questions regarding the expense report submitted?
Looks like our expenses are a little bit lower than, if you look on a percentage basis, looks like we're doing good.
I'm sorry.
Our expenses look like they're doing good.
Well, we are lower for this month than prior year last month.
Everybody's on vacation.
Okay.
Motion to approve.
Motion, Commissioner Nettleton. Second, Commissioner Wood. Who's gonna give us a second? Okay.
You can second, right?
I've been told not to. Anna gets mad.
But he doesn't listen,
Give me a motion in a second.
and he really shouldn't vote, but that's.
Yeah, but I'm enjoying it. There's a motion, Commissioner Nettleton, seconded by Commissioner Juan Vasquez.
Tiebreaker.
All those in favor? 5-0 vote. Discussion and possible, item 44, discussion and possible action for county judge to sign Castro and Associates PC audit and engagement letter. And
They just
want to
changed
give us some
names.
people.
Correct, there was a divestment. This was
There's a what?
English.
divest.
Okay. There's a change at,
Correct, the partnership split. Carlos Cascos has always been our managing partner who's been signing our audit, and we were on his side of the ledger during the split. So that's we remained.
and the good part about this is that we're gonna end up with a different individual here, even though the company's the same, but there'll be a different individual.
Correct, we do have a different team manager that will be coming down this year.
So they got a divorce and we wound up with somebody new.
Same person, just they went back to maiden name, I guess.
Yeah.
They got a divorce, we got a new wife.
And this one here will probably help satisfy the changing auditors, because it won't be the same person coming down to audit.
Motion to approve.
Second. Motion, Commissioner Nettleton, second, Commissioner Flores. Any other discussion? All those in favor? 5-0 vote. Item 45, Hannah McCoskey Smith, County Attorney, requesting executive session pursuant to Texas Government Code 551.071, parentheses 1, consultation regarding contemplated litigation and possible action in open session thereof. Items 46, Hannah McCoskey Smith, County Attorney, requesting executive session pursuant to Texas Government Code 551.71, parentheses 2, consultation which is governed by the attorney-client privilege and possible action in open session thereafter. Item 47, Anna McCoskey Smith, County Attorney, requesting executive session pursuant to Texas Government Code 551.072. This one does not have any parentheses. Consultation to deliberate the purchase of, exchange, lease, or value of real property.
I thought we took that off.
I didn't. I left it off. If deliberation in open meeting would have a detrimental effect on the position of the government, as a governmental body in negotiations with a third person. We will take a little break and go into executive session.
There you go.
Court will now come back into session. It's 10:55. There was no action taken in executive session. We talked a lot though. Item 48, approved subdivision plats.
We took court's approval for the judge's signature on a replat off of Rose Avenue, and has met all
And this was the
specifications.
one that we talked about yesterday. Yes, sir. Everything's been complied with. City's already approved it. We just need to be able to sign it and go on.
Motion to approve.
Second. I have a motion, Commissioner Nettleton, second, Commissioner Flores. Any discussion?
That's the plat that Joanna worked really hard on. It was
She
very
did.
complicated.
Yeah.
Very complicated.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Good job.
All those in favor?
Aye.
5-0 vote.
For the record,
Approved
which
certificates of,
plat is it?
Monday?
Could I have a name for the plat, please, for the
The
record?
name for the plat?
You have the name for the plat?
Rose Avenue.
There you go.
Okay,
Oh.
Sorry.
Rose Avenue.
all right, thank you.
Approved certificates of compliance?
None.
That's where you say that. Approved monthly reports, from elected officials?
I have a report.
So moved.
I'll give you a report.
Judge, was there an item we need to go back to? Table? No?
Well, we already tabled it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
In there? All right. That's taken on note.
Motion to approve.
The monthly reports, correct?
The bills.
I make a motion, bills be approved.
Wait a minute, it's approved monthly reports from elected officials, that's where we're at, item 50.
Motion approved.
Need a second?
Yeah, Commissioner
Okay.
Vasquez seconded it.
Commissioner Nettleton made a motion, Commissioner Flores seconded, all those in favor?
Aye.
5-0 vote. Item 51, approve bills for payment.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Flores, second by Commissioner Nettleton. Any discussions? We're okay? All those in favor?
Aye.
Commissioners' comments? Is there any? No? County judge's comments, there is none. Motion to adjourn. Thank you. Mr. Vasquez?